Hello, everyone. For those who don't know me, I'm Kat. I'm a wife, a homeschool mom, and an avid reader. For everyone else, welcome back. It is August and time to look at what I'm planning on reading this month. Um, Truthfully, I'm going to err on the side of less books this month only because it is back to school season. We have a lot going on during the month of August, and I have some things that I want to read that I think are going to take a little bit more time in my schedule because of getting ready for class for our co-op to start and everything else going on. So let's dive in with the first book that I am reading in August that I actually have already started and might nearly be done with already. This first one is These Is My Words, The Diary of Sarah Agnes Prine from 1881 to 1901. In this one, we are following Sarah Agnes Prine's family as they are traveling through the Arizona territories and specifically following Sarah as she is going from being a child to a young lady to a mother. Um, this is just a wonderful tale so far. I am currently 72% in this one, and I have enjoyed it so much. We are, as we're following Sarah, we see her share events that are happening on the trail, events happening on her homestead, and things that are really molding her and showing her what life is really like. There's a lot in here that just is so fantastically done, and as things are happening, you really get into the mind of Sarah. Now, this is not a fully nonfiction. This is not a nonfiction tale. This is a historical fiction, but it is based off of Nancy E. Turner's family memoirs that she has. And so it's really cool to see the actual history woven into this tale and getting this really real, um, almost biographical memoir of Sarah Agnes Prine. In this is actually a series, so there are 3 books right now, but I am enjoying this first one so very much and just a very sweet tale. The next book that I am looking at reading in August is an e-arc that will be released the day that this video goes live, which is August 4th. I have 2 e-arcs that are coming out on that day. So this first one is The Castle and the Cloister by Laura E. Weymouth. This one is a sci-fi fantasy story, and it's actually the start of a duology. I have found that I really enjoy books that are, or I enjoy duologies in the sci-fi and fantasy because I can get the full story in just a couple of books. I don't have to wait as long until the next is released. But this one says 2 centuries ago, the Inver clan conquered the nation of Honoria, ushering in an era of blood. Now, after a period of fragile peace, A king's whims may reignite the engines of war. At the last stronghold of Honoria's sun goddess, Phia, a young postulant seeks safety for her child. But the price of the cloister's protection will tear her from what she loves most and thrust her into a deadly game of deception. Within the Inver's mountain fortress, Ariana is known as the apostate queen after abandoning her faith for a king. But old loyalties aren't easily severed. Ariana threads a dangerous path, striving for peace in a court made for conquest. And deep in the heart of the mountain, the Inver priest bides his time with small acts of rebellion. Blinded in the fight for the throne, he harbors a bitter grudge, one that could lead to Honoria's ruin or renewal. So we have enemies, allies, intrigue. 3 lives are being intertwined. And they are risking the wrath of the gods and kings to alter the course of nations. This one, like I said, is the first in the Daughters of Light duology, and I am excited to give this one a shot. The other e-arc I have that is being released on August 4th is Alchemy of Souls by Adriana Mather. This one is a YA sci-fi fantasy romance, and I'm excited to give it a shot. And here is what the NetGalley description says. Grayson Stone is no stranger to deception. Under the watchful eye of his uncle, the High Chancellor, he has been well trained in all 4 types of magic, all while secretly working against his uncle's corrupt rule. Years of plans depend on him being marked, gifted during his university entrance exam, proving that he is the perfect heir and gaining his uncle's trust. Unfortunately, things don't go as planned, and he has only one person to blame: Eloise Belrose. Raised by the family of laborers, Eloise is the most unlikely student to become a mage. But through her hard work and long hours spent practicing, she is finally admitted to the prestigious University of Magical Arts, guaranteeing safety and security for her whole family. Until things go very wrong, and she somehow becomes magically linked to Grayson Stone, the school's arrogant, annoyingly attractive golden boy, putting not only her university acceptance, but also her and her family's lives at risk. Eloise and Grayson are given less than 2 weeks to solve an impossible mystery, one that will give the High Chancellor even more power and control, or face the consequences. Forced to room together with all the same classes while pretending to date to hide their secret quest, sparks definitely fly. As their feelings grow more real, it becomes harder to live the lies they've had to tell to survive. With time running out, they will be able to With time running out, will they be able to trust the bond between them, or will their lies tear them apart forever? So again, another sci-fi fantasy. I don't see anything that this one is a series right now or plans to be a series, so this may just be a YA standalone that I'm excited to give a shot. This next one, if you have seen my Enchanted fandom unboxing for May? No, for June. June. I got A Kingdom of Salt and Stone, which I want to read this one before I open up my next box. This one is by Lib Webster, and it is a story that we are meeting Maeve Willowwood, and she does not crave the life she's been forced to live. As one of the chosen, she has been punished with a role that goes against her morals. In a world born from chaos, the gods responsible have carefully selected mortals to carry a piece of their divine power. A gift to some, but a curse to others. An outlier from the others chosen, the power that Maeve has been deemed worthy of comes with a devastating responsibility. With her gift being a rarity and her life being threatened, Maeve's pessimism heightens when she is appointed a guard whose duties include watching her every move, whether she likes it or not. When she learns that she has no choice but to adapt to her new lifestyle, Maeve finds comfort in a set of cerulean eyes. So I'm excited to read A Kingdom of Salt and Stone during the month of August. The description really reminds me of the same things that drew me to The 13th Child by Aaron A. Craig. So we're going to give this one a shot, and I'll let you know what I think during the month. Continuing with unboxing books, I have my probably smut pick, which is Fever Dream by Elsie Silver. In this one, we have professional bull rider Emmett Bush, and he's not looking for love. He's looking for a paycheck to save his family's farm from bankruptcy. And to do this, he has joined a reality show and meets Julia Silva, who is the location consultant on set. And she is off limits because she is not one of the contestants on Romance Ranch. But it sounds like he falls for her anyway, and we will have to see the drama that comes from him breaking the rules of the show. I'm really excited to give this one a shot and see where things go. It is a dual point of view, which I've really been enjoying lately. One book that's going to be a reread this month is Jane Austen's Pride and Prejudice. I am rereading this because I teach it during the summer. My students should be reading this right now, and I'm just really excited to give this one another read through. If you don't know, we have Eliza, and she meets Mr. Darcy at a party and is immediately turned off by him due to comments he's making about the people at the dance. And so this romance just really takes that relationship and builds on it. I really feel this is probably one of the first enemies to lovers in time that we have written. Probably not, but it is the only romance that I teach for Britlit and really enjoy introducing my students to Jane Austen, even though this is not one of my favorite authors. I am not traditionally a big Jane Austen fan, which breaks one of my sister's hearts because she loves Jane Austen. But Um, I continue to teach it even though it's not a favorite of mine, because one, I want to encourage my students that just because you don't like something doesn't mean that it doesn't have value. And two, because can you even do British literature without Jane Austen? Returning to e-arcs that I have from NetGalley, the next one is Hawk and Sparrow by Ayanna Gray. This one is a YA romance sci-fi novel again. And this one says, Vesper Evans has always resented Boston's high society and the sorcery that provides them with a luxurious life unimaginable by most. Orphaned as a child and rescued by the editor of the Boston Globe, Vesper is now an ambitious reporter determined to keep the newspaper afloat. While covering a lavish society gala, Vesper happens upon a shocking scene: the murdered body of a man she had spoken with just minutes before. Several of the powerful magical elite may want the man dead, but the prime suspect is wealthy industrialist Maximilian Kite. Max soon makes Vesper a tempting offer: find the culprit and restore his reputation in exchange for a substantial fee. Despite her distaste for Max's world, Vesper agrees. The money would save the globe, and the story would be the scoop of a lifetime. There's only one catch. In order for her to infiltrate society, the two must pose as a courting couple. Their investigation takes them from the highest echelons of privilege to the seediest backstreets of Bastalon. As they unearth the city's secrets and scandals, Vesper finds herself in grave danger, while falling for one of the most infuriating, arrogant, handsome men she has ever met. So this one comes out on October 1st. So I'm going to give Hawk and Sparrow a try and really hope that, one, it keeps my attention. It is a YA, so those can be hit or miss. And two, that it's not a series, because I would have to wait a long time for the next one. The last e-arc that I want to read during August also comes out October 1st. And this one is Blightfall by Brandon Sanderson and Jancy Patterson. This one is a continuation in the world that we're introduced to in Skyward. But it is not following the same characters. Instead of following Spensa and her team, it is following the Defiant Defense Force leader of Skyward Flight, Arturo Mendez. And this one says, after decades of war against alien oppressors, the humans of the Defiant Defense Force are finally free. Yet, for Arturo Mendez, leader of the Skyward Flight, freedom isn't what he thought it would be. His first post-war assignment seems simple. The DDF has found evidence of other settlements of humans who were isolated during their long war against the aliens, and Arturo and his flight of pilots are to escort a team of diplomats as they attempt to make contact. It's an easy mission: get in, guard the diplomats, get out. But no element of this mission turns out to be simple. Blightfall is inhospitable. surrounded by mysterious debris and covered in giant invasive forests that have swallowed most of the planet. Upon arrival, Arturo's team is attacked, and it quickly becomes clear that this human settlement isn't what it appears to be. Now, trapped in an unfamiliar world and unsure who to trust, Arturo and his team must find allies and uncover long buried secrets if they hope to escape and return home. Now, when I read Skyward and the original series, I had a blast with this one, and I can't wait to return to this world. I am a tiny bit concerned that as soon as I finish Blightfall, I'm going to want to go back and reread all of the Skyward series, which, I mean, honestly, is not a bad thing. I've really enjoyed this series, and I've enjoyed everything that I've read by Brandon Sanderson, including his new um, tangent into incorporating other authors into his writing. It's been a lot of fun to uh, be introduced to new authors with the world of Brandon Sanderson and the worlds that he has created. And there we have it. 4 e-arcs and 4 already published books that I want to read during the month of August. Yes, that's only 8 books, but I think that's going to give me plenty to read during the month without falling behind on my other tasks and give me some room for some mood reading like I ended July with. I will see you guys next time. Bye.